after I buy this property in West Hollywood, I'm going to try to run for city council.
Really?
So, yeah, because I want to get in there because I feel like I know how to run things, and like I don't know. I say things that people are sometimes scared to say, and that's also a big part of my channel and why I get threats, and I just don't have that in me to back away or to.
That's great.
back down.
How do you have that time? That's amazing that you're gonna try and do that.
Well, I mean, it's gonna be a lot, but it should be good. I mean, it's not too, and it's also something that I've always wanted to do because I do like giving back to the community. And like when I was living in Florida, I was like, that's how I filled a lot of my free time, because moving out here has put me to work, so much more work than I've ever had before. So I'll make the time for it. And plus I've got a great team. And I think that's a big part of like succeeding on here as well. Because
do you have a success routine? Like you wake up at like 6, work out for 2 hours. I mean, obviously you're working out.
Yeah.
Like, do you have is it a routine based thing?
No, actually I'm kind of against routines. I just don't have any routine. Like nothing, like my eating's not routine. My working out is different times, usually about 2 hours a day though. And that's kind of like with a lot of what I do, I don't have human interaction. So that's kind of like my way to get out and like,
it's so ironic, right? Like you're being blasted out to 1 million people a day.
Yeah.
And you feel starved for that human interaction.
Yeah. Sometimes with YouTube, especially when I was moving around in Florida, I just like would have no one to talk to. So just be sitting there all day. And even though like, I guess some people can find the social fulfillment from like comments and stuff, I just don't read comments because also the comments aren't applicable to me a lot of the times. They're about the story. And like I said, I film a video, I post it, and I'm kind of like disconnected. So I have nothing to add.
That isn't where you get your ideas from, though. You said that some of them are responsible. Like people were asking for the Oprah video or something. So where are you getting that from, then?
There's probably 2 or 3 different places. Email, I've got like 19,000 unread emails. So I have like 2 of my employees. They help manage that and pull ideas. Sometimes on Instagram, I'll like ask in the story swipe up, and I always save those things. So that's another place. And then third, I have a moderator that I hired to moderate all my comments. I don't actually even know what she does. She just like kind of like offered it like a year ago, and I was like, sure. Because there was people like creating fake Sloan profiles and trying to get them to like Telegram and kick them so they can like messaging apps so they could like scam them. So she was helping clean up that mess. And she also pulls a bunch of video ideas. So I've got like, even on my phone right now, I haven't replied to her in days. I feel so bad, but she just sends me screenshots every day of people sending all their video ideas. So then I'll take those screenshots and send it to my other 2 employees, and then they will create the videos.
And you were doing all of this yourself for like a year or 2.
Yeah. And I mean, it took hours. Like now the amount of time I spend on one video is about, for filming, it's usually about 10 minutes longer than what the actual video is. So if the video is 20 minutes long, it probably took me 30 minutes to film. So,
and then you're just cutting a little bit of the fat.
We create an MP4 file, and then we put all the receipts together. So I project it on the screen. So they don't even have to drag and drop these articles or anything. They're already in the original MP4 filming of it, because I have 2 screens when I film, my main screen and then my little screen where I'm in the corner and it's just projecting what's on my screen. So I'm just reading off like what it is. And then it's also all the crucial information for the video all in one. So
that's really cool. What software do you use for that?
I use OBS. And then Final Cut Pro.
Mm-hmm.
And then I spend that amount of time, and then I'm very particular about my thumbnails and titles. So for each video, I usually spend about 40 minutes total, compared to when I used to have to edit it, add like an hour or 2 hours onto it. So
still, that's lightning fast.
Yeah. So I could film, like I have big filming days. Like tomorrow will probably be like 6 videos I'll film and just like knock it out and get it done in like 4 hours.
Wow.
Yeah.
Really cool. Thanks for making time to do this. This was really fun.
Thanks for having me on. It's like good PR training. I feel like it helps. So
I have so much to learn from you. The prolificness, like I said, and the grind is so real. Like I have a friend that's a really successful podcaster, and he's one of the most stressed out people I know. And like he has to make it look effortless, like at least his public persona. And really, he's just like losing his mind all the time, like with just ad revenue pressure and strikes and comments and it's just a lot. It's just so much, and so it's really cool that you're out there fighting the good fight.
Yeah, thank you. I'm gonna do it as long as I can.
Why do you keep saying that? It seems like you feel like there's a sunset on YouTube.
Yeah, I think everyone kind of has it. But I mean,
What
luckily,
do you mean? Just like in the zeitgeist out there, it's percolating that YouTube's not the future, or?
no, I think YouTube will always be around. I just think I've seen a lot of creators who are just not relevant anymore. And I'm very like cut and dry. Like if you're not relevant, you're not relevant. Like it's like even some people will be like, oh, make a video about this, or like someone in my gym will be like, do this, and I'm like, that's no one's searching that. I'm not going to be talking about that on my channel. Like so, just in the real world, I know that it doesn't last forever, even though I would like it to. And I think that I've got a niche where it's not dependent on my life. It's just dependent on stories, and they could be old, they could be new. So maybe it will last. But I also think that for me personally, I want some more. I want more out of it. So I don't think it will always last for me because hopefully one day I'll have a show or be at a network or something along those lines.
Okay, so wait. So while I have you, I need to get more prolific. I've been saying that like 10 times here. What would be like 5 video ideas off the top of your head that, I mean, maybe you don't want to put me in competition with your friend that's also a lawyer who's an influencer.
No, you're fine.
Yeah. So what would you say, like, because you said like things people wouldn't want to search. Like sometimes I do podcasts with like someone that fought a legal battle for 10 years or whatever, and like no one cares about it. Like I interviewed this woman about like homeless crisis, and like she was really doing the work, and no one really seemed to care much about it. It could be because my titles are off thumbnails. There's so many different factors, but I do think it's about the content underneath. Like, what do you think I should do that I can pump out the content as fast as you are?
So are they all interviews, right?
They all are interviews, but I'm down to start just talking at the camera.
Well, I would say if you want to, as I guess my mind goes to pop culture. So like, I feel like if you can connect with the lawyers who have represented cases as far as like reality stars or Real Housewives, like those Real Housewives are constantly in trouble. Like something where you need to have, your guest is not going to grab the attention. Like no one knows the lawyer, but they know who they're representing. So for me, it's like if the person or the topic's not being Googled, like if I made a video about, I made a video recently about a rapper named Blueface, and I don't think he's that popular. So I almost titled it Rapper. This is the worst like rapper ever, or like something along those lines.
Right, Blueface is a bad father.
Yeah.
Title.
Yeah. So I almost did like this rapper is a terrible father instead, because I'm like, oh, is Blueface going to deter people? So you need something that's going to come off relatable, and people relate to reality TV a lot. And I think when there are cases like, I mean, the Amber Heard, Johnny Depp stuff was super hot. I don't know if you talked about that with people, but just like any topics that you can have like a lawyer friend or someone to bounce like ideas on. I know like Emily D. Baker, she was making like $200,000 a month in like ad revenue just from covering that case. And it's insane the amount of money that is in the legal world. It is there, but she's been able to take it and, make it very pop culture-esque. And I think that
Emily D. Baker, she's a creator I need to check out.
Yeah. Have you ever seen her?
No.
Oh, she's got a great branding, Law Nerds, and she's an excellent like legal YouTuber, and she does live streams mostly. So that's a lot of ad revenue she gets from that. But I think making something, you have to always think about is it SEO, search engine? Yeah, SEO. Every time you like go into a project. So even like talking to someone who you may think like has a boring story, if you could find something that would be a search and like, show up on a search engine, then try to leverage that.
Thank you for watching this clip from the Let's Get Into It podcast. To view the full episode, visit the link listed below.